Your birth chart is not just about your zodiac sign. It is actually a cosmic blueprint. It's just mind blowing once you start seeing all of the details that are revealed inside of that thing. It's just absolutely pure magic. So let's talk about this, my love. So your birth chart it's a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment and location of your birth, okay? And what it does is that it maps the position of the planets and across the zodiac signs and the houses. Now, I'll keep this episode today really simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it with like fancy terms. I really want this to be super simple and to the point so you can actually understand what a birth chart can do for you and how it can help you in your life and why you should seriously consider booking a birth chart reading. That could be with me or that could be with any other like astrologer that but it's such an amazing tool that you can't miss out on this. You need to at least have one birth chart reading because it will totally blow your mind. Okay, it's just like the total blueprint of you and it's absolutely beautiful. Then you see the time, the date, and the place of your birth are actually quite important so we can pull out your birth chart because without them, your chart won't be accurate. For example, like me, a long, long time ago, I asked my mom, like what was my exact date, exact hour, and the time of my birth, and she gave me some random. She gave me a time that she thought was 1,000% accurate. Kept pulling my birth chart, kept pulling, and I'm like, I don't know, this isn't really, I'm not really feeling this. And eventually I've had enough. I'm like, Mom, can you actually, because I'm actually living in another country, so I'm like, can you actually go in your archives and find my birth chart and send it to me, please? Because I want to know, I want to see something. And lo and behold, she actually had the time of birth wrong. And now, when I finally had my actual real birth, certificate with the actual real timing, I did pull out the whole birth chart again. And oh my God, it was day and night. But the new birth chart, I'm like, wow, everything makes sense now. Now this is it. This is it. So this is just like a little story, just so you can understand how much power can be behind birth chart, right? This map in astrology, it's used to interpret your personality, your patterns, and your life path. Now, I talk about this all the time. No, astrology is not there to ruin your life. No, it's not like, because I know a lot of people are still scared of that, but it's not that. It's literally, like I said, it's a blueprint about you. It's used to help you understand yourself better because planets and all of these things, they're all energies. Like the same way how when you're going out, you check the weather channel so you can see what's the energy out there, what's the vibe like, and how you should dress up. And you can understand so you're not caught off by surprise by a crazy storm. In a way, it's the same way. That's the same way I see astrology and birth chart readings. So it goes way beyond your sun sign. So your sun sign is like the thing that people are referring to when they say, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Pisces, I'm a Capricorn. It's your sun sign. Now, the sun sign reflects your core essence, things like your ego, identity, and life force. The moon sign represents your emotional world, like your intuition and your subconscious habits. I actually love the moon sign. This is actually one of my favorite. And your rising sign, I like to call it, it's like the mask, how you appear to others. It's how you initiate action, but how you appear to others. It's like that mask that you show up to other people. So all of these three, they pretty much make some of the big three that you would see in astrology, and together they create a more complete pictures of who you are. Now, we do have houses and life areas, so the birth chart is divided into 12 houses, and this would be like different areas like identity, family stuff, relationship, health, and then all of that good stuff, spirituality, and like it's career, it's all of the gossip. I like to say. And whenever you have planets in each chart, it's like pretty much like an energy of it's a focus area where there's going to be a lot of energy at play in your life, right? For example, if Venus is in the seventh house, that might actually suggest a strong focus on like partnership, love, and things like that. Because Venus is represent love, beauty, and all of those juicy things that wouldn't make life worth living. So I don't want to go too in depth into this. Like I said, this is something that we could see specifically when you book like a reading with me. We go into all of that and I give you all of the important information that you need to have in the birth chart reading. And that way you can understand yourself better. And then you can stop feeling like you're crazy. And I find that birth charts reading really help you take control of your life because you start seeing how beautiful and magical you are. It's absolutely crazy. It's this beautiful language that is talking to us. The sky is a beautiful map. It's like our Google map, our GPS that is talking to us all the time. It just blows my mind. I'm still in awe. So, I don't want to get into too much details about like house placement and stuff like that in depth. We'll save that for another time. But like, each planet have like different roles, different energies. Like Mercury, you often hear people say Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is about communication, thinking, and then like I said, Venus is like beauty, love. Mars is that drive. It's that planet associated with war energy, and it's pretty much that drive, action. And Jupiter is like expansion, abundance. Saturn is more like structure, discipline. So every single planet has like a certain energy and taste to it, and so on and so on. We apply all of these onto your birth chart. That way, that kind of gives you a fuller reading into who you are, and what aspect in your life is going to be more like highlight in which areas, and depending on transits, what is happening recently, you can start making sense of things that you are going through in your life. And that way, like I said, just like the weather channel, so you can really start preparing yourself accordingly, because it's a mirror. The sky doesn't make things happen. It's more like a mirror, a reflection of things that are already happening, things that are already inside of you, or reflection of you, of your personality. Um, so yes, this is what I want to talk about when it comes to the planets. I don't want to talk about planets too much. I don't want to talk about aspects. There's, like I said, this we can go down the rabbit hole and it just never ends. It's just does never end, right? But I just wanted to say that there's a lot of misconception, and the sun sign is just one piece of your puzzle. So we need to be careful when we're saying, oh, I'm a Virgo, I'm this and that, because it's just one piece of the puzzle. That's why birth charts are so amazing, because it gives you a fuller picture. So that's why I think it's also very important to know your chart, because it helps make sense of all the contradictions in your life, all of the confusion about the confusion about your personality. It really helps make sense and helps you understand yourself so much more clearer. So, what your birth chart actually reveals, it reveals things like how you love, how you learn, how you express yourself, how you process emotions, how you face challenges. That's why I'm saying it's so important to book, to have at least one birth chart reading, because these are all information that we should all know. You know what I mean? After the readings, my clients are always like totally in awe, like, oh my God, I can't believe I've lived all my life without knowing all these things about myself. Yeah, that's exactly the point. That's crazy, right? That's why I think everyone should have a birth chart reading. It can also show you things like your natural talents. If you ever feel like lost in life, you don't know where to go, it could literally show you your blueprint, like what's your natural talent, things that drive you, and where you might struggle or grow. I think birth charts and astrology can be such an amazing tool for like shadow work and just self-development, but actually intangible, actionable ways, right? So how can you actually use your birth chart? You can use it for growth. Again, astrology is not about fate. It's not about doom and gloom. Oh my goodness, this is like fate, and it's not about any of that. It's a tool of self-awareness, right? once you know your pattern, you can consciously work with them instead of feeling like you constantly going against the current. You know that feeling, right? And you can use your chart for self discovery, better relationship, and to align with life choices that are true to you, right? So, this is why I think there's so much power in birth chart readings. So, on that note, my love, I really hope that I helped clarify so many more questions. If you wanted to book a birth chart reading, I'm so excited. I'm actually I finally opened my calendar for birth chart readings. My calendar is fully closed for this month, but you could start booking already for next month. And I think it's one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself. Like I said, it can help you in so many ways, right? In terms of finding the what type of relationship would be better for you, understanding like what are your natural talents and all of those amazing skill set, all of those things that I mentioned throughout the episode. And I hope to see you in a reading, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.